Hello everybody, TBAC here, and welcome to the first episode of A Blast from the Past, a series in which we talk about our favourite childhood games. In this episode we have me, Matt, we have Jack.
Hello.
And we have Jordan.
Hey guys.
Hello, so first of all I want to ask how old you were when you first played this game, and how did you come across it?
Well, I'll go first here then. I was 7 and I got it as a Christmas present.
From who? From who? Why did they pick it for you?
Just from my parents. I mean, I don't really know. I remember my dad saying when I was a kid that he said it was something a bit like Ratchet Clank, a bit like Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, because your dad, both of your dads actually were fairly into gaming, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
And then when did you get it, Jack?
Oh, that's a nice one.
Well, as I'm the youngest here, I got it when I was about maybe a couple months maybe after Jordan, because he mentioned it to me and I thought might as well try it, and it gave something for me and my dad to do.
Yeah, so how old would you have been, like 6 or something?
About 5.5, 6,
yeah. I first got it because my cousin on the other side of my family asked for it for Christmas, and then I must have been at his house and I watched him play it, and it was just like, oh my god, this game is great. So then I asked for it, I got it, and yeah, it began my love affair with the series.
Yeah.
Now I should mention that all this footage is taken from the HD collection, and that I've already beaten the game and pretty much maxed out everything. So I am using incredibly overpowered weapons. I've still tried to use lots of different ones. Some I didn't use because they suck, some I used even though they suck, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, why was this game? So why has this game been so memorable? Why do you still remember it?
For me, it was because it was probably the first proper adventure game that came out on the PlayStation 2 originally.
Yeah. Or at least the first one you played, I guess.
Yeah, probably the first proper one I played.
I'm sure we're wrong somehow, and there were games before it, but the first one that you properly played.
Yeah.
I think at the time it probably was age appropriate.
Some of the humour though is a bit.
Yeah.
Like the titles of the sequels are innuendos.
Yeah, but then again, when we were children, the humour back then wasn't as sensitive as it is now.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I think that's why our childhood was probably one of the best probably has been.
Yeah, I mean, the humour in this game is funny even if you're like a kid, and it's still funny now. Like this moment here is my favourite moment in the game, and my favourite character actually. It's the only cutscene I've kept in this gameplay footage because I just love this character, I love this moment. But to you guys, who is your favourite character? We'll do that first and then we'll get to your favourite moment in a bit.
Yep. My favourite character was Ratchet.
Yeah, straight
the main
up.
reason I think he was in this game more than anything was because I think the character of Ratchet sold me the game, because Ratchet's character itself is a cool character.
Yeah. I find it pretty neat how he grows. Like, he's a bit of a reluctant hero at first. And then he's like, oh, we'll leave everything up to Captain Quark, we just go see him. And then when he realises, spoilers, how much of a phony Captain Quark is, he's like, oh, well, I guess I have to do it all myself. Yeah, and...
Yeah, he sort of just stumbles into the role of the hero.
Yeah. You can see me showing my disdain for Quark as I blow up the statue of Quark.
Yeah, and he goes from mechanic to hero. It's quite funny.
Yeah, and then, so who's your favourite character, Jack?
My favourite, I'll probably say, for the first game would have to be Clank, because just his witty remarks to everything, and like the way he acts is quite hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, mine is the plumber. Not this new fancy smart plumber, but the guy who works really hard and doesn't get any recognition for it, and yeah, just that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, also my favourite moment when you first meet him. You guys?
I'm gonna go up a little bit off topic here. That's still to do with characters. There's a couple of other characters I might want to mention.
Oh, yeah,
I forgot her name. Is it Olga in this game? Olga. She's hilarious.
The fitness robot.
Yes, she's hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
and
great.
I can't remember. Is Big Al in this game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he gives
Yeah,
you the
He's
helmet
on this
pack.
mission.
And yeah, he's pretty funny as well. I mean, I think the thing about any Ratchet and Clank game, even the original, all the characters are very, very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a
Yeah.
single badly written character, I don't think.
Yeah,
They're
no,
all
either do I. I think.
memorable to an extent. But yeah, favourite moments.
In the game itself, I'm gonna let Jack go first because I need to still think of one, sadly.
You're not quite there
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, my favourite moment would probably be, it's on a later mission in the game. It's like a woodcutting mission, and there's one of Drax's henchmen, the main character of the game, and it's like
yet. Main villain.
Clank's all trying to be, the main villain, but he's trying to be like Clank's all trying to be kung fu-y.
Yeah, Clank pulls that
look
kung fu
tough.
pose.
Yeah, and then Ratchet's just standing behind him with a giant wrench, looking very menacing and aggressive. And then the big guy just like sort of like bricks out a info bot,
Yeah,
which
as
was
he
pretty
flees
funny at
away.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good part. It's not actually that late on though, you know. It's the planet after the one that's currently
No.
playing. Or no, not the planet after the
Yeah.
one that's currently playing. The planet after that. About the fourth planet or
Yeah,
so.
because you get an info bot about him, and he acts all tough,
Yeah.
and that he's just
Yeah, that's the one beforehand,
quite a big
isn't it?
scaredy
That
cat.
takes you to that planet.
Yeah.
It's like him acting all tough, and
Yeah,
then
so-
when you meet him.
Yeah, so it's just as good because when you're a kid, it's quite funny and it's humorous, and it just gets you more involved in the game, I find.
Yeah. Now, Jordan, have you thought up one of your favourite moments yet?
I'm trying to think of one. I think it's a Quark moment,
Yeah? Which one?
but I'm trying to remember what part of the game it is. So you might want to come back to me again, Matthew. I really am struggling
Alright.
this time.
We'll come back to you in a moment then. So, do you think this game has held up? Big question. Do you think that a modern audience used to being hand-fed everything with really tight controls and lengthy
yeah.
tutorials would...
Yeah, this game doesn't really give you a tutorial. It says there's fire, there's shoot, jump. That's
Yeah.
it.
But
I think it shows. I think it shows how smart we were as a generation.
Or we just... Well, I'm sure the people that played
or-
games on like the NES would say that. Because they had even less
Yeah.
of a tutorial than we did.
Yeah, I would agree with
Yes. Yeah, I'd probably say this game, it might not hold up as well as it did when it first came out, but it would probably give a good fight. So, for one, the storyline, everything that plays out is actually very well thought out, very well designed, and it's for appealing to a younger audience, it is very well done.
Yeah.
So
I would say
I've got to give it to it
it
there.
doesn't hold up as well as the sequels purely because of the controls. The lack of strafe
Yes.
is a big deal for me.
But
Yeah.
but the thing is, for us, as when we were kids, we never realised what the controls or how bad the controls were in the original until we actually
Yeah.
replayed it as a HD
Yeah.
classic.
yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
wouldn't have realised, but if you came into it nowadays, you would. And one thing I
Yeah.
have to say to this game's
Yeah.
credit, the original Ratchet Clank, I think, has the best balance between platforming and combat. I think the
Yeah.
more recent games have moved away from the platforming a fair bit, got more involved in the combat, but I think this is the perfect example in any game ever of how to mix platforming and combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
I think the later games though, they're trying to show like weaponry and that, so they're getting more items and equipment to help you with the platforming. So it's not as
but
much as
the
you see
weapons have
jumping.
always been a massive part of Ratchet and Clank. I mean, half of the humour in the game comes from the ridiculous weapons, their ridiculous firepower.
Yeah.
Which is
Like the
brings me
Rhino.
to another
I might
question. Of
be able to
which,
say something a bit
right.
controversial here.
Yeah.
Would you say this one
Okay.
had? Would you say this one had the worst story?
No.
No, it still had good plot twists. The Quark being a bad guy,
No, you don't
Was a
suspect that, do
nice
you? Really,
plot.
actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a nice twist. I guess it doesn't have a bad story, but again, it's
Yeah.
not as good as the later games. But then I think some of the later games have become too serious with their story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it, this was designed for more or less us as children, yeah. So they have to now try to appeal to a more mature audience.
Yes,
No,
it's
but
like
follow with the market.
I would still hope that Ratchet is still played by kids.
yeah,
as well.
I
Yeah,
know,
of
but they
course.
know that their audience has aged and the games have matured with their audience. I would say.
Oh yeah, I'd say
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, as I was going to say, favorite weapon. A lot of very good options here, purely from the first game, might I add, because there's not much that can beat the Groovatron, but
Yeah. My favourite weapon, I'd probably say, is the Visi gun,
Visibomb,
the rocket launch Visi bomb.
the
That's
one
it.
that you control.
It just, yeah, because it just showed like it was pretty one of the most probably maybe OP weapons in the game, and it
Yeah, I mean they
But-
didn't have a
and
sniper
you
rifle in
can
this
hit
one, so it was the ideal
Yeah.
thing to take out enemies from a distance.
for long distance.
Which also, as kids, when you found the controls a bit difficult or whatever, it's helped sort of to be able to take them out.
yeah,
Mine has to be the weapon I was using in the previous segment of this video, which is the Tesla Claw. The way it just latches onto enemies, and then when you make it golden, the electricity spreads from enemy to enemy. I just think, yeah, probably one of the easiest weapons to use,
Yeah.
but also definitely one of the coolest. Jordan, you got any input on this one?
I do. I'm going to need to ask for some advice. I forgot what it's called.
Okay.
That's really embarrassing. It is a rocket launcher. It's not the video. It's not the video
The
launcher. It's the
Devastator.
one.
Devastator.
Oh, Yeah, I like that because I actually think it was probably. It wasn't OP in such a way, but it was the first, I think, the really first big weapon you get that can do real damage to enemies.
Yeah, you don't get it too late on,
Yeah.
and I mean, without strafe,
Yeah.
its lock on isn't really overpowered. But then
No,
once
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
after you've made it gold, when it like
S-
heat when it heat seeks towards enemies, that's
Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty glad that none of us said the Rhino there, because it's the main big weapon in the game, and it's the most OP weapon they have. I'd probably say out of any.
It's like a
game,
bonus weapon
It's
though,
pretty
isn't it?
just.
Yeah,
I mean,
really.
yeah.
You have to work hard to get it, don't you?
yeah. You're unlikely to
Oh,
afford it
yeah.
in your first pass through. Actually,
But the thing.
yeah, go ahead. I'll speak about this later.
Yeah, I was just going to say that this was probably like the most easiest and hardest one to get,
The Rhino
considering.
costs the least.
Yeah,
but
considering it costs the least, but there is no multiplayer in this
Yep,
game,
very true.
and the boxes are in the exact same spot. There's no more, there's no less, so it's kind of hard to get more bolts.
Well, there is a glitch in which you can get infinite bolts, but obviously, as a kid, you wouldn't
Yeah.
know that.
We don't know that.
When you're a kid, you don't play. You don't play for glitches. You just play for fun. And like,
Yeah.
What's the
you
glitch
wouldn't
actually on the
try and get
original then?
stuff.
Yeah, the glitch is in the original. It's
Oh, see, I
in
just thought the glitch
Blackwater
would have been on a HD.
No, it's in Blackwater City. You know the first hoverboard races.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you can glitch your way into that on foot, and do you remember the taunter weapon, which brings enemies towards you, and you can use it to make them fall into laser beams and stuff.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it also breaks boxes, so you just hold down circle, and the boxes above you keep respawning because they're off screen or something, and it just rains down bolts on you. But yeah, actually, another thing I was going to say, challenge mode, definitely why I love this series so much. Being able to go back
Yeah.
with everything you've earned, just play through the game again, especially when they extended challenge mode in the later games. But I never actually beat the first game as a kid. I only beat it about 3 years ago. I know you guys actually did beat it,
Yeah.
but I was never quite good enough to be able to beat it by myself. So
But don't be embarrassed, because I beat it as a kid, but I can't beat it as an adult, so it doesn't make a difference.
yeah, you got stuck at the final boss in the HD remake, and you just haven't.
Yeah, so I didn't ever beat it as like a 7-year-old, sadly.
Yeah. I've beat this game about 10 times over on the original and the HD remake. So
Yeah,
I just love this game.
yeah. As much as I love this game, I love the sequels more. Just
Yeah.
because of the tighter
Yeah.
controls. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, this does set it off for what proves to be like an amazing series of what they've done.
Oh yeah, and Jordan, you still need to finish the most recent game, or even play it.
Oh yes, that is very true. Actually, I have not played the most recent one. I have to admit, I
Into the
can't lie.
Nexus. Yeah, you do need to play
Yeah.
that. And
I will play that.
before the movie comes out, and we can all go see it and be the only adults in the theatre, much like with.
I very much doubt that.
See, I really doubt we're the only adults because like I said, it applies to they're trying to apply for a more mature audience. Like they go through the ages.
Yeah.
It's quite like what Monsters Inc. did when the first film
Still
came
have
out.
not
It
seen the
was
sequel to
Toy
that.
Story.
I have seen Toy Story 3 though. That was beautiful. Absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful.
Who hasn't seen Toy Story 3?
I saw it like 2 years ago. It
Yeah.
came out like 3 or something.
I was first in line to watch it.
Were you? I think.
No.
Oh, your sarcasm was not on point there.
No.
Okay, so we're about to get to
Bit
the
off
close
topic
of this
then.
video. So I think now
Yep.
is a
Yeah.
good time to score this game out of 10, both when you were a kid and
Yep.
now that you're an adult. Well, Jackson.
I'll go first.
Yeah, go on.
As a kid, I would rate it as a 10
Straight up 10.
because, yeah, straight out of 10. No doubt about it. It was probably one of the best games I ever played on PlayStation.
Until the
Probably one of the
sequels
best
came out.
original games I played on PlayStation 2, I think, actually.
Yeah.
But now I'd rate it probably about maybe a high 6 or low 7
That's a big drop. 4 points.
because I
4
think
points.
the reason I would say that is because I think now as an adult I think I realised how bad the controls are on this game.
Yeah, I definitely.
You know,
feel
I
the same
think
about that.
they just get in the way of us. Could obviously we played the other ones and the other ones have improved. Maybe that's why I rated it so
Yeah,
lowly compared
it's hard
to
to
it.
go
but
backwards, essentially.
yeah, exactly, sort of thing. So that's what I would rate it. But I don't know what you guys think.
Jack?
It's a tough thing because like when you're a kid, you mark things very very highly because depends on the way
And
you
looking back
feel
on
about
it,
it.
nostalgia is a big
Yeah.
player.
Yeah, because it's always going to be a childhood memory that I'm always probably going to love in any way, and not really going to give it much bad feedback. But I'll probably say when I was a kid, probably about 8.5.
8.5?
Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't give it a full 10 because, like, as a kid, not exactly gaming was my big thing at that time, and then for it to start me off more or less properly gaming, I'd probably say yeah, it was pretty highly rated for then.
Yeah.
But now I'd give it. I'd probably say it still holds up for me, but probably about a 7.
7?
Now.
Not bad. So only a point drop.
Yeah. So what would you mark it, Matthew?
I think I would give it a 9 as a kid, because much like Jordan said, I wouldn't have known any better for the controls. I wouldn't have known that there should be a strafe option.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't have known that. But now I'm going to have to give it a 7 because obviously I played it very recently to record this footage, and I've actually completed it twice on the PS2 and on the PS3 in the past 2 years. And I think the humour and the storyline hold up. It's just that little bit of gameplay that's missing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Anyone have any closing words?
That if anybody disagrees with the video, you can put it in the comment section below, and we actually won't give a crap. But you never know.
Yeah, we might even reply to 2 of you.
Yeah, exactly.
2 of you. We'd be very honoured.
We do love hate mail.
Oh,
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, with that, it's time to thank you all for watching this video. And we'll see you all in a little bit. No, that's too in Littlewood. We'll see you all very soon. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.